There's no such thing as a small disaster. So when you call 1-800-WATER-DAMAGE of North Dakota, we come prepared to restore your life back to normal. From burst pipes to unexpected mold discoveries or fire damage, when things couldn't be worse, we come to you with our best. With empathy, local expertise, and a truck full of seriously powerful equipment. 1-800-WATER-DAMAGE of North Dakota. Restoring what matters most. 701-670-2022.
Good morning. I'm meteorologist Lisa Green here with a look at your Valley News Now weather update brought to you by 1-800-WATER-DAMAGE of North Dakota. We are looking at conditions that are going to be on the, well, cool side again today. It's frigid out there, and that continues through Friday, but changes are on the way. We've been talking about our first alert weather days coming up for Saturday and Sunday for the clipper that's moving in. And then on top of that, looking at conditions that are going to be running warmer as we head into next week. So several things to go over. Let's start with just a brief overview of our first alert weather day for Saturday and Sunday. So we're looking at especially Saturday afternoon and into the evening. That's going to be the best bet for seeing that potential for not just snow, but some blowing snow here in the valley. And that's going to be the biggest concern, is when that wind picks up, you know, what that blowing snow does, how much of our visibility gets reduced and impacts our travel. Will there be some drifting across our roads and more slick spots? So we'll be watching that for the weekend. Let's first get you through what we've got going on here for today. We'll do a quick overview of our weather in the next couple of days, and then we'll return to that. So temperatures are cold. We were down into the teens below in a lot of places this morning, including Fargo. We're up to 4 below right now, so making some nice recovery. And it's 13 below in Langdon, 0 in Valley City. There are places above 0 at the moment, so nice to see those temperatures go up. Wind chills, though, you know, there's still a factor. We're looking at 29 below in Langdon, 20 below 0 in Grand Forks right now, and 15 below our current wind chill in Fargo. So we are still feeling frigid when we step out the door here. Let's take a look at wind speeds. They are light. They're not very strong at all. But if you get a 5-mile-per-hour speed or greater, that affects your wind chill. So again, where we do have it, whether it's out of the west or north, it does create that chilling effect. Radar satellite showing clear skies and a lot of us getting to enjoy some sunshine. A few clouds to the northeast, but really it is looking like a mostly sunny to partly cloudy kind of day here today. And so let's take a look at our forecast for the wind. It's not a factor. Well, it is a factor. You get, again, that 5-mile-per-hour speed with temperatures as cold as they are. It does make that difference for the wind chill, but it's not intense. We're looking at wind speeds that are going to be 10 miles per hour or less, eventually turning northerly if they haven't already. And again, looking outside, you can see that beautiful sunshine right now. It's looking really great. This is in West Fargo at the Red River Valley Fairgrounds. You can see the track there covered in snow at the bottom of the screen. And again, very light wind, temperatures below 0. We'll see some numbers that are around that 1 degree mark this afternoon. Given that we're rising a little bit faster in Fargo, we may see a temperature or two that get a little warmer than this. But so right now we've got 1 for your high today. And you can see across the valley, it is going to be milder in the south and west. So more single digits and teens above. Meanwhile, in the north, there are going to be a lot of places around 0. There might be some spots that stay below, some spots that climb a degree or 2 above. So again, cold, bottom line. Heading into tonight and tomorrow, not much change from a standpoint of precip or cloud cover. We'll see a mix of some clear skies and clouds overnight. And it may even be colder tomorrow morning to start the day. We had some places drop to 20 below this morning. Now we're looking at about 15 below in Fargo for tomorrow morning. Other places in the upper teens below 0. So in that same range, another frigid morning. Wind chills 20s to 30s below possible too. Those are the numbers in pink there. And then into the afternoon, not much different from today. Again, we're repeating that, looking at temperatures that are going to be in those single digits, both above and below 0. So let's take a look beyond now today. We're going to move on and take a look at our next weather maker, and that is, of course, the clipper that's going to be impacting us heading into the weekend. So Saturday and Sunday, you know, it's not going to be the entire weekend long that we're dealing with this, but we are watching out for the wind to pick up, and then on top of that, see that snow start to move in more into the second half of the day on Saturday and into Saturday night. And the snow will move in from west to east. Again, the wind is going to be a factor. And the snow sticks around into Sunday morning. For those of us in our eastern communities in Minnesota, it may last into midday. And there will be that potential for blowing snow continuing into Sunday. So let's take a look at that timeline again. If you watched yesterday, we've been following the European model here. So this one indicating that we'll see that snow starting to move in around lunch hour into the Devil's Lake, Jamestown area, maybe a little bit before that. And the snow continues to slowly press eastward. So by 3 p.m., most of eastern North Dakota perhaps seeing some snow, though if this exact scenario pans out, Fargo still won't have snow at that point. But again, just keep in mind, this is a computer simulation. The reality may be slightly different. The snow could move in a little sooner, could arrive a little bit later. Bottom line is that in the afternoon hours, we'll see snow chances increase. Moving on into the 6 o'clock hour on Saturday nights, again, there are spots that may still be waiting to see their first flake. Bemidji, Badette, Park Rapids. You may not be seeing anything until late Saturday night, so most of the day Saturday will probably be pretty quiet for you. And it'll just be getting windy. And then Saturday night, we see that snow move in. And one other thing to note, you can see the pink and the green here. That's pink is freezing rain, green is rain. Some warmer air getting drawn into the system. So there may be a brief period. We'll move ahead to 9 p.m. A brief period here where we're seeing perhaps some mixed precipitation in our western viewing area. Eventually, as the clipper moves east, we'll see that kind of colder air start to punch in and this change over into all snow. And you can see that happening late Saturday night and then carrying on into Sunday morning. So by 6 a.m. Sunday, still getting snow in places along the Red River and points east. And then by noon, a lot of this has ended, though there could still be some lingering snow in our eastern viewing area. Still a little bit of a breeze too on Sunday as well. So snow moves through. We've got wind that's going to be a major factor for us too. So this particular model, this is the American model, is showing the wind gusts that we'll potentially see during the weekend. And it's possible we'll see those winds pick up first before we see the snow. And so this is starting at 7 a.m., already looking blustery in our western viewing area. Moving on into the noon hour, we've got gusts in the 30s, 40s, and you can see Rolla and Langdon in that 50 range potentially. That might be a little strong, but it's something that I can't rule out. And so we may already have some of the snow that's already on the ground blowing around a little bit. And then moving on into the afternoon, when more of that snow that we just tracked on the forecast model moves through, we're looking out for that combo of 30, 40 plus mile per hour wind gusts and that falling snow, and that leads to some tough visibility where that snow is falling. And then continuing on into Saturday night, you can see that chance for the wind to be on the strong side continues to migrate eastward. So by Sunday morning, perhaps the worst of the wind is done. We'll see on the timing of this because these are two different models, so their timing may be a little bit off, but this gives you an idea of the American model scenario. We're looking at some gusts into the 30s and 20s at that point on Sunday morning, and it stays breezy with gusts near 30 miles per hour through the midday, and then eventually into the evening it's starting to taper off. So the potential's there for the snow and wind to combine at the same time, the falling snow and the wind, to create some reduced visibility and blowing snow conditions that make it tougher to travel during the weekend. And so this is going to be, again, more likely second half of the day on Sunday and into second half of the day on Saturday into Sunday morning. Right now, that looks like the most likely timing. That could shift a little bit, so just keep that in mind. As we get closer, we'll have more details. But we should be weather aware both days and checking the weather before we're hitting the road if you're going to be traveling at all heading into the weekend. So let's take a look at snowfall amounts, because I am looking at two different models. And the European model here, this is the hour-by-hour precip model I was showing you just a moment ago. This one shows a wide area of 2 to 3 inches of snow. And here's our legend up here. So there's that 2 to 3. And so you have a large area where we could see 2 to 3 inches. And then that more medium color blue in that 3 to 4 range. So several pockets in that range. So light to moderate snow possible with the European model. And yesterday, if you were watching the American model, what we call the GFS or American model, that one wasn't showing a lot. Well, today, let's move forward and check it out. Still showing maybe not as widespread amounts of 3 to 4, but it is now showing some areas that may get 3 to 4 inches of snow, including in the Fargo-Moorhead area. So again, looking at, this is not going to be a huge snowmaker, but you get 2 to 3 inches of fresh snow. If the wind is strong enough, that's enough for the wind to work with to create some areas of whiteout conditions. It may not be widespread, but the possibility is there. And especially out in open areas is where I'd be more concerned. So in town, you might be, we usually are a little better off in town, but traveling, between towns, out in open country, that's where we're looking at having some greater impacts. So looking at a couple of inches of snow, maybe more, and then the wind combined with that leading to some problems for the weekend for travel. The one little positive here is we've got some warmer air moving in with this too, and so looking at the time frame today, tomorrow, it's looking pretty chilly. We've got some cold morning lows. We've got highs that struggle to reach 0 or climb above. And so we just kind of keep this cold air mass going. And then heading into Saturday, you can see Saturday morning, it's going to be pretty chilly to start, but then we get that punch of warmer air with the wind. So it's not going to feel that warm given the wind that we'll be experiencing, but it will drive our numbers up, drive our temperatures up, and that will stay up heading into Sunday. We'll end up into some 20s for the afternoon hours on Sunday. And so looking at that potential for some snow and that wind combo yet again during that time frame. So I know we've got things going on this weekend. There's Frostival going on Saturday. It's going to be pretty cold in the morning. It does improve, but just keep in mind there'll be some wind. Hopefully you're more protected in that Viking Ship Park area, a lot of trees by the river there. And then looking at Sunday, again, we're going to have some wind on Sunday too, so there will be a wind chill factor. We may cool down a bit on Monday in the wake of this, a little brief setback, but it's not going to be frigid like we are seeing now or like we have seen. And then as we continue on into next week, we're looking at warming back up and 20s, maybe even a 30-degree temperature possible next week. And that's the first week of February. So a lot going on, a lot of things happening as we're transitioning into the new month. And it's just nice to see those numbers on the positive side, not just in the afternoons, but also in the morning hours too, which makes a big difference for kids out at the bus stop and just anybody who's going to be out and about in the morning hours during the daytime. So that's a look at our forecast. We've got, again, the days where we've got temperatures that are still below 0 for most of the day, today and tomorrow. And then the transition time this weekend also includes that clipper that will bring the wind and the snowfall potential. And so that's going to, I guess, be the price we pay to have some more comfortable, tolerable temperatures heading into next week. And even maybe noticing that warm up too with some days that are getting more into that 20 to 30 degree range by the time we get into late next week. So nice to see the numbers go up, but yes, we do have to get through the weekend first. So we'll continue to watch that for you. I am going to keep an eye on, alerts that come out for this. And in addition to that, you could always, check the Valley News Live weather app for updates throughout, any time of day. But of course, our afternoon team will be here with more updates later on. And at the same time, we'll have our newscast where you can check in with. And then tomorrow, I'll be right back here. We'll be talking more about the weekend system and the warm-up that's to come afterward. And it'll be nice to be saying tomorrow that this is tomorrow, our last day of frigid weather here in the forecast. So great news all around, just having to deal with another system that could cause some issues for travel. So check back with us again. We'll continue to keep you posted. And in the meantime, again, stay warm on another cold but bright sunny day. And we'll talk to you again tomorrow. This has been your weather update brought to you by 1-800-WATER-DAMAGE of North Dakota.
There's no such thing as a small disaster. So when you call 1-800 Water Damage of North Dakota, we come prepared to restore your life back to normal. From burst pipes to unexpected mold discoveries or fire damage, when things couldn't be worse, we come to you with our best. With empathy, local expertise, and a truck full of seriously powerful equipment. 1-800 Water Damage of North Dakota. Restoring what matters most. 701-670-2022.